What's up, guys, and welcome back to Wrenching with a Vet episode 5. Today we're working on this pressure washer, and while we're dealing with pressure on the machine, we're going to talk a little bit about pressure in life as well. Because honestly, it all kind of works in the same way, to be truthful with you. Alright guys, so this thing hasn't run in a long time. Same story as before, nothing's changed. If you guys saw part 1 over this pressure washer, then you know that we have spark, we have compression, and we do know that it will run, but the carburetor is gummed up on it. So we're going to clean it, get it running again, and while we do that, I want to talk to y'all about how pressure builds up in life and how we deal with it. Let's get it. Alright guys, so right here is the carburetor. We're going to remove the air box, the linkages, the fuel line, and then we'll remove the carburetor off of the side of the motor. Watch out, baby. So, as we're going to pull all this off right here. And the fuel that's in this thing, it reeks like old gas. There's no surprise there. Let's pop this up there first. Okay. Man, that gas stinks. Whew. You know, pressure's kind of funny. It sneaks up on you. You know what I mean? One thing goes wrong, and then another, and before you know it, you're carrying way more than you realize. You know what I mean? Same thing with these machines, man. You know, they sit, they get neglected, And all that pressure builds up inside the system till it quits working. Tell you what, let's take this carburetor, let's go over to the workbench, let's tear it down, and let's get this in our new parts washer. How about that? Or not parts washer, but our sonic cleaner. Alright guys. Oof, sorry. Getting back over here to the workbench here. Let's see what we got cooking. Alright. Let's get this bowl off and start tearing this carburetor down. And we'll run some cleaner through it, pull the jet out, clean the float, clean the needle, white bowl, all these things get gummed up when a vehicle sits and the gas goes bad. Same thing happens in your new vehicle, by the way. If you have a newer car and it's fuel injected and it sits for a long period of time, especially with fuel being the way it is now, it'll gel up and gum up on you. So this is the old school mechanical way of cleaning your injectors out, making sure you got good fresh fuel. But, you know, it's the same thing with life. Just like we got to pull this carburetor apart, clean this carburetor up. In life, you get gummed up too. Pressure, anxiety, stress gums you up, slows you down. You got to clean yourself out, just like you clean these carburetors out. So let's get after this carburetor. Now I've got some tools already pre-laid out here. You notice that I have a set of rags, clean rags here, where we can keep track of all of our parts. I've got a small flathead screwdriver, a little pick, and I've got a 10mm wrench. We should be able to take care of everything with what we got here. So we're going to start with popping this bowl off of here. Boy, that gas stinks. And it is all inside of this carb. Whew. Oop, pop goes the weasel. Alright, right here y'all can see that gasket sticking to the bowl. We gotta be real careful here, guys. Ah. Come on now, there you go. Whew. I don't know if y'all can see that or not, but you see how this is aluminum, and you see how that's brown? Oh, so can't show you guys. You see how that's brown in there? It's supposed to look like this inside of there. That's some bad fuel, boys. Okay? Be real careful with our gaskets here, guys. Just be real careful here. What happens too is, as something sits and that gas goes bad, it'll actually begin to eat your rubber gaskets. And so honestly, we should put a rebuild kit in this thing, but we don't have money for it, so we ain't going to. Now, one thing you'll see right here, this is called your float. This little piece of plastic right here, this is called your float. Before you remove your float, okay, you need to check its setting, okay? Now as fuel fills up the bowl, the float is going to lift up. And when the float lifts up, it's going to shut your needle and seat, which sit underneath right here is a needle and seat that allows the fuel to flow into the bowl. So what we're going to look at right here is, see if I can't get that angle just right. If you'll look, there's a little spring and a little lever sitting right here. That gap is what we want to pay attention to. Now, because I am reusing the exact same parts, I just know don't bend anything. Know what I'm saying? Make sense? Cool. Well, okay, a little bit of finding out, show and tell time. This carburetor is so gummed up that I actually can't get the jet out of it. So we're gonna have to run it through the cleaner, come back and try to get this jet out. In the meantime, we're gonna get our idle screw off and see if we can't get all of our linkage out of here where we can get Guess we've got this carburetor tore down about as far as it's gonna go. Let's oh, we're still warming up. But you know what? While it's warming up, we can do that. And you know what? Brain fart. Okay, so now that we got the carburetor tore down. We still need to go over there and we're gonna have to pump that old gas out of that gas tank. We're gonna have to clean that gas tank up before we can put our clean carburetor back on there. So we're gonna go do that. I'm not really going to explain that a whole lot. I've got an electric pump. I'm just going to pump the stuff out, spray some stuff down in there. I'm going to take an old toilet brush cleaner or something like that. Call it good. Full send, because that's what the budget affords. Alright guys, so this is just a pretty simplistic homemade pump that I've made here. I have a electric pump here. And it's got a little arrow that tells me which way the flow rate is. And we're going to pump this gasoline out and see what we can't do about getting this pressure washer fired up and running. Pumped out. All of that is good to go. I mean, it really needs a new fuel filter and a new fuel line, but we're broke, so. You know, when you're broke, you're broke. But we got all that stuff out. Fuel filter actually looks pretty clear. So now we will sit and wait on the carburetor. Now we sit and wait on the carburetor. So we'll be with y'all when the carburetor is clean and we're putting it back together. You know, guys, and I've been feeling that lately, you know, feeling all clogged up from, you know, the pressures of life, pressures from, you know, the channel, trying to keep content coming, pressures just trying to keep moving forward, you know. And sometimes you just got to stop and you got to take a break for you. You got to take care of you, and you got to clean out what's not working, you know. People get so wrapped up and everything has to be just so perfect and just so right. The truth is, it ain't got to be perfect and right. It's just got to be functional. Know what I mean? All right, guys, time is up. Let us see what we are working with. I feel like a mad scientist with all this stuff in here, chemicals. Kind of cool, actually. Drain our parts off. Pull our carburetor out. Okay, we're going to put this right back in here because we have another carburetor we're doing. Get rid of that part. All right, let's put this thing back together. And now that we got everything clogged out of us, the gaskets are a little crusty. We're reusing them, but it's what we got. So we're going to put this thing back together and see where we go from there. And I'll show you guys a neat little trick here. So if you guys didn't know, you can take your phone or flashlight, shine it through the barrel of a carburetor, and you can look down through there and see if that jet is cleaned out or not. And our jet is clean. So we are going to start putting this thing back together. Look who popped in. It's Pops. All right, guys, so we're sitting back down here and we are in the process of putting this car back on. We've got it most of the way back on. And you know, we're starting to kind of wind this up a little bit here. And I just wanted to, you know, pop in here and kind of tell you guys, you know, if you haven't figured it out or caught on yet, you know, when life gets too much, just take a break, man. Chill out. It's all good. Ain't no thing. And must have been a boot or something that came off of that. I bet you that's exactly what that was. Okay, whatever. It's on there. Y'all ready for the moment of truth? Let's put a little bit of goat juice in this thing and see if she'll bark off here. Woo! Didn't mean to fill it up, but we damn sure did, didn't we? Get back. Well, start. Open the bowl up. Kick that on. We'll give her a full. Like a damn sewing machine.
Just don't need to run too long.
Nope, that's it. That's it. That'll work. You can test the motor as long as you don't run in a long time. You can test the motor like that to see if it'll run. And she fired up, she ran. Good job, fellas, we did it. Dad, thanks for your help. Thank y'all for everything.
Need to